So what you said really clarified for me. We were talking about, what were you talking about that made me think of Will?
Maybe the more being part of it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
willing
So
things to happen.
Yeah. So like I'm a naturally willful person, and it's gotten me, you know, it's gotten me in life some places, and however, it's not going to help me to have the kind of life that I want, right? You can't will peace, you can't will a relationship with God, you can't, those are all things that have to be eased into and sort of allowed, you know, they have to, so it's just something, I just see that in myself, that there's a part of me when I'm thinking of manifesting, it's like, how can I make this happen, you know, as opposed to finding the places inside me that it's already happening maybe, and like lean into those and expand into that in an easeful way, like in a way that just opens it up a little bit more and allows it to come into my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're making me think of, and I don't remember where I read this, but it was like looking at what values and personality characteristics were valued maybe more at the turn of the century or maybe even earlier versus now. And you know that you had a lot more farmers and maybe less verbose, more humility. And then you start getting more industrial revolution and then industrialization, and you start getting salesmen, and then you start getting what's valued is charisma, being gregarious, being outgoing, and that those other pieces are not. And for sure now, I mean, we're now in a time where that's really exploded, because have your Instagram's got to be like, it's got to be short, it's got to be sweet, it's got to pack a punch, it's got to be interesting. You've got to be so enlivened and look at me, look at me.
And we're the age of the influencer,
influencer, exactly.
Like
Yep. And then, but it just reminds me of that willful. That I'm out there, I'm out there, I'm out there. I gotta. And so then I see other people doing that. So like, what's that for me? What's that look like in my life? Where I'm out there, I'm out there, I'm getting. And there's such wisdom in the in the humility and the quiet, and we don't see it so much out there. So, and we're not taught it so much, but we all have the ability to create that and carve that out in our lives, and just start to, because once you start following those little breadcrumbs,
it's endless.
It's a beautiful path, you know, and it opens up and it takes you places and it meanders, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. There's an expression or something that, you know, this is an illusion, right? Well, that's not an expression, but if this is an illusion, I would say that what you're just talking about is one of the greatest illusions that we live under, that the shiny person, that the amazing, you know, the Instagram worthy person is the person to follow, right? And, you know, that it's often the great saints and the people who, you know, they were deeply humble, often uninteresting people. You know? So it's like, we're going, you know, we're following the wrong things, and
and I think there's beauty in being gregarious, and there's beauty in being outgoing and charismatic, and but can we have that balance? You know, I mean, you know me, I make videos for this place. Like, I can be out there, you know.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, me too, right? Like what we're doing right now. But
but it's not like, I think the key is that it's something you can, it's a role you play. It's not necessarily like, you don't believe that this is the most important thing, and that you do what's necessary to do what has to, you have things that have to be done to some extent in this world today. You have to be a little bit out there if you want to do what you want to do. And, but to not get caught in that, and not like think that that's it, or just how you look at other people, perhaps, is the most important thing, is to not, there might be someone who's not that way, and to, you know, just dismiss them or something as not being interesting is a huge mistake for you and for them.
And you make me think of this other piece of manifesting, right? It's like, and I think you talk about like creativity. It's like, can we move through life too with a certain amount of playfulness, right?
Yeah,
just like that sort of like playful curiosity, levity, you know, not so
rigid and
tense about it all, anxious about it all, you know. And again, it's really hard not to be those things in our culture right now. So we give ourselves a lot of space and love around that, you know, and that's, of course, how it is to be human right now, and in what we're in the ocean of. Just following those breadcrumbs, like just having intention. You know, just like a little bit of intention to create that clearing.
And just always returning to, like, it doesn't even have to, it's like, it could just be like following the breath for 1 second. Just pay attention to your breath for 1 second and feel that expansiveness. If you can just even like, just barely touch it, it can change your whole outlook in a moment.
You know? We can do it right now. Let's take a breath.
Okay.
So simple, right? Thich Nhat Hanh talks about, you reminded me of this, says, you know, if you have little kids, right, you get a little bell, and you get a little cushion, and you get a little vase of flowers, and you put it in a space in your home. And then the child knows that if there's anything that is going on, they can go sit on the cushion, and they can ring the bell, and they can enjoy 3 breaths to the sound of the bell. And while they're sitting on the cushion, nobody can yell at them, and nobody can ask them to do anything. And when the sound of the bell is heard in the house, it's an invitation for everybody to take 3 breaths to the sound of the bell.
I love that.
To enjoy. I love the way he says it too. It's to enjoy 3 breaths.
Because it is like,
it's that joyful playfulness, like being in that space.
What else is there other than that, really, right? And then I'm like, why was I so resistant to do that? Because sometimes it is so hard to just take those 3 breaths. It's just like, you don't want to do it. But it's like, once you do it, you're like, that was amazing.
Like that breath just felt beautiful. I don't know, what did we do that for, like 4 seconds?
Not even. I know, it was just, it's the best in life. It's the best thing in life. And it's so funny that I resist it sometimes. And it's like, you know,
And you know, and it's so simple, right? Because, and it's again, it's this microcosm and macrocosm. It's like, you take a deep breath and you get present. And then, like now I have a different response of how I'm responding to you as another human being in my space, right? That I was closed off to before. And that's just our whole lives. You create that space, you know, that little sacred circle for yourself. And
amazing.
I know we could talk for a long time.
I'm just gonna stop this again.